Morning, we're doing a mock test today in Newcastle. Josh has kindly joined us. You haven't had the pressure of a test environment.
No, not yet.
And you know, one of the biggest failings, as you've probably seen from our previous videos, is test nerves. So with the camera on, it's going to give you a bit more of an idea of what the nerves can entail.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do normal style mock test where as the examiner, I'm not going to speak during the test.
Okay.
I'm not going to intervene unless I absolutely need to, in which case obviously that would be an automatic fail. We're going to follow the sat-nav for the whole thing. During the test you'd normally follow it for half the test, around 20 minutes, and they direct you for 20 minutes, but just to make life easier, you also said you wanted some sat-nav practice.
Yeah, if that's possible. Yeah.
So that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You would obviously be asked a tell me question at the beginning, but we're going to skip that for now because I imagine you need to do a bit more revision.
Okay.
Do you need to do more revision?
Yeah, I do, yeah. What are the kind of questions that they would ask you on show me tell?
The tell me questions would be, so at the beginning they'll ask you, they'd say, so yeah, one of the questions is, can you tell me how you check the brake lights are working before starting a journey?
You just, okay.
And you just what?
if you put a brick on the brake, go outside, and if the lights are working, then you're good.
That's a really good idea.
That is not a good idea. That was just a bit of banter that I was agreeing with Josh. But Josh does know that you would never stick a brick on the brake. Instead, you would ask a friend, go around the car while you put your foot on the brake, or reverse to something that is reflective and use a reflection in a window, a mirror, a door to have a look and see if your lights are working.
But no.
If you don't have a brake, like another shoe on, put one of your shoes on. You've got to be wearing a shoe, sure.
Oh dear. No. So, do you want me to tell you the answer?
Okay, yeah.
Or do you know it?
No, I don't know. I honestly thought the brick idea was a good idea. You said it was a good idea.
Okay. So, you put...
Just a very quick note, if you choose to try this on your driving test and pull over the line, it will be a very quick fail for you.
So, you put... oh, you've thrown me with your brick idea now.
If the brake, can you remember the question?
You reverse to something reflective and put the brake on.
Oh yeah.
And it'll show in a window or door or something else.
What if there's nothing reflective around?
Then you ask a friend to go around the car while you're braking.
What if you have no friend?
With Josh asking this question, I do start to feel a little bit sorry for the guy and wonder if he does need some extra friends.
Then you are pretty stuffed. But everyone has a friend or a mum or a dad.
Yeah, that's what I said.
And then how do you check your indicators are working?
Flick them on, and you go outside, and if the indicator lights...
I've got to point this out. Both times that Josh has had to go round vehicles, he's checked that right mirror each time. I'm trying to catch him out. I really am doing my best, guys, but I just can't. He's doing it right at the moment.
Excellent.
Is that it? Oh, brill. I wasn't expecting it. So easy.
What did you think it was going to be?
I don't know, but I didn't realise it would be that easy.
Okay. I'll let you focus for this roundabout.
Yeah.
I'm nice like that.
Go right on the roundabout, 4th exit.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo. So Josh, bless him, he's made a bit of a schoolboy error here. If he'd looked at the sat-nav, he'd know that he was going third exit way before now. The sat-nav's also told him that he's going third exit as well. He's now stuck in the left lane a little bit. Not the end of the world, but it could lead to a minor, and it could stress him out a little bit, because now he's got to try and fight the traffic possibly to get into the right lane in busy town centre. Look at that, smooth as a daisy. What was I worried about? I never doubted you, Josh.
Go right on the right about, third exit.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
Very well done, Josh. No flies on you, eh? And you were really good at counting as well.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3.
this that roundabout.
Yeah.
When we've done it in lessons before, it's sometimes caught me out.
Kind of.
So when I'm following the sat nav,
Yeah.
so I was like, just count them.
Yeah.
I just count.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
Yeah, I have to forget that, you know, like the first one, because from there, the first one goes to like a little, like,
Nowhere.
doesn't really go anywhere.
No. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, so another tell me question.
Okay.
Can you tell me how you know if there's a problem with the ABS braking system? Or ABS?
You put a brick on the brake.
I'm going to take that as you don't know
I
the
don't
answer.
really know.
Okay. There'd be a yellow light on the dash that says ABS. Warning.
Just say ABS.
Yeah, it would just say ABS.
Okay.
Cool.
And that would say there's something wrong with your ABS
Yeah.
braking system.
Yeah. If you get any light on the dash,
There's something wrong.
there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that could
Unless
be
it's
anywhere.
green. If it's a green light, then that's your lights are on. Or a blue light, that's something different. But
Okay.
I'll tell you that one after, because that's just a tell me
Or
question.
like yellow and red.
Yellow and red, or amber and red, yes,
Yeah.
or anything like that. It's not good.
That can be anything from like electrics to
You
the
name it, mate.
braking.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely anything.
Unless you had like a cracked window.
Parking brake on, cracked window,
If
probably
you have a cracked
not.
window, you probably don't need a light
No.
to realise it.
Hopefully, if you've got a cracked window, you should pick that up. I like to think. You know. But who knows?
Who knows?
After 400 yards, go right on the right about, fourth exit.
How you feeling about this roundabout?
It's big.
And he is absolutely correct. It is big.
Yeah, it is big.
But I'm not too shabby at it. Like I reckon I could do it. I mean,
You got this in the bag.
if I remember correctly, there's like traffic lights in the middle of it or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But then if you can get,
on the right about,
Sometimes things are weird but
exit.
wonderful.
is this roundabout wonderful? I don't know. I don't know about that. There we go.
Weird's not always bad though, that's what my wife told me.
No, it's not.
When she calls me weird.
Does she call you weird?
Yeah, she does. It's not very nice.
Not very weird. Why does she call you weird?
Probably because she's weird.
Oh. I get it. Too weird to make it. I don't know.
Yeah, A500 south.
Take the exit.
Take the exit.
Excellent.
That was quite. Yeah. It is still quite a difficult one, isn't it? It's not difficult.
If you're not used to, it's an unusual one, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah.
You see what he just did there?
Yeah,
That was wrong.
Because he was in, yeah.
And that's why you could have gone, you should have been able to
Uh-oh,
go
I made a
either way in there.
boo-boo.
But as I said, get in the left because you've got people that do that.
Okay. Yeah, otherwise I'd have to like slow down to basically stop if he's quite in front of me.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
Speed up, speed up.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
So it just said on that sign back there.
Yeah.
It just said max speed 40 miles per hour.
Okay. What shape was the sign?
Like it was like a left turn sort of shape, but not like a
So
turn.
a left turn. It was a triangle, was it? For a warning? No?
Yeah, like a warning.
Yeah, so it was a warning
Was
sign.
it just like a temporary like?
It's not a temporary, no, it's
Uh-oh, I made a
more of
boo-boo.
suggestion.
Oh, okay.
We'll look up the highway code after this for a square, for a rectangular sign, because the actual writing was in a rectangle, wasn't it? And the sign was a triangle above.
Okay.
But what it's not is an order which is shaped like circle, yeah?
Circles, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Stop
So
sign.
it's more a suggestion for lorries and heavy goods vehicles that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Or just
So on your test, if you're not in one of those, I would suggest
keep
just
to
being
normal.
aware. Yeah, but
Yeah.
keep to normal. I mean, it's obviously got it there as a suggestion for something. So keep to the normal speed, but keep your eyes extra peeled in case there's a slip road coming on or whatever else.
yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah. Extra field.
Extra peeled, like a banana.
It's a nice day today, isn't
Beautiful day. It's meant to be a wet weekend, so
it? Is it? Oh, right.
it's not meant to be great. But we will see, won't we?
Yeah. And then there's only like 2.5 weeks left of this. From now, 2.5 weeks until May the 17th, when the next lot of restrictions come off.
I know.
Big one.
I'd love to book a holiday the day that happens. A last minute deal. Oh, that would be amazing. But no.
Where would you like to go?
Anywhere that is cheap, which I don't think will be anywhere for the next 4 or 5 years.
No, actually, when you think about it, because everyone like will just increase their prices, won't they?
Yes.
Everyone needs a holiday, so we'll just increase the price.
Well, I don't think it's going to work quite like that. It comes to demand,
Yeah.
and if people are going to buy them, if people will pay the money, then they'll put the price up. If people are like, no, I can't afford that, it's too much, then they won't put the price up. You know, it's fully booked. There's no chance of getting through any cottages. Cottages around the country are just insane money.
I haven't really looked. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Going on holiday and that abroad. Obviously, for the past year and a half, we've kind of just been like, no, definitely not, no. But then, as soon as everywhere opens,
Yeah.
as soon as we're able to again, it's either going to be it's going to be flood, isn't it? It's going to be like any market in the country.
I would think so, but you've got a couple of things there. One, all the tourist countries, I imagine, would be desperate to get people over there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm told that Spain is desperate to get the British over there because, you know, we provide money. Which means I would think that unless the hotels are fully booked, they could be cheap. You know, look at the sat nav. Where are you going? You know where you're going at the roundabout?
Let's see.
You can see at the top.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
Yeah, you see that there?
Yeah,
It's round.
800 yards, go left on the right about first exit.
I see
Then turn right.
I see the first exit, because I saw the circle and then the arrow, like basically bottom left.
Go left on
And I was
the right
like,
about first
that's
exit.
probably the
Then
first
turn
exit
right.
because
Yeah. It just looked like you wanted to change lanes.
well, I was gonna overtake, but then one, obviously, you have to go first exit, but also there was like 4 vans coming up, and it just wasn't.
Got you.
After 200 yards, turn right. Turn right.
So yeah, so it really depends. I guess it's the flights that's going to be the big
Issue.
yeah. If they sell all the flights out, then it's it'll be a problem, won't it? The prices of the flights will rocket if everyone goes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if everyone will suddenly rush. I mean, I think it's going to be split. You know, it's been so
It might just be like
mad
how
at
it
the
was
moment.
in 2018, 2019. You know, like just a steady amount of people go. Like it's not overflowing anything.
No.
I think you're right when you say that the countries like Spain and other places, Europe and America, that people visit often, who rely a lot on tourism. They'll want it. They'll want people to come a lot. I think it will get a lot because I just, as soon as they open, as soon as you're able to travel with no restrictions, people will just take the opportunity.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
And then why wouldn't they? I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't.
No, I completely agree. But I think there is going to be a lot of people that are still quite worried, and they won't just shoot off, especially with the unsurety of these hotels that you have to spend £2,000.
And we've all seen like the programs where it's like these disgusting hotels.
But yeah, no, the what's it called, where you've got to stay in them for 2 weeks when you get back.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
I know what you're on about.
Yeah.
Like the isolation.
That's the one. Spend $2,000 on top of your holiday to go to those. That's going to be a problem for a lot of people worrying about that. Then there's the only thing that concerns me is if he gives it the green light, and then while you're there, that's 2 weeks while you're there, and something changes within those 2 weeks, and they're like, nope, so and so country suddenly rocketed in cases, and it's like, right, it's now an orange light or a red light. You've now got to come back and spend 2,000 or whatever, or isolate for however long. That's the thing that would concern me. when I go, it's a green light. When I get back or while I'm there, it's a red light.
Okay, luckily Josh has started to speed up now because this is a country road. This is really clear conditions. The sun is shining. There is nothing slowing us down. There aren't sharp corners. There's no reason why you couldn't be doing close to national speed limit.
You can even get 4 weeks a year holiday if you're working for someone. So how's that going to work? Let alone if you're self-employed.
I've got to say again, Josh is really good with his mirrors. I keep trying to catch him out, but I just can't.
This is a small roundabout. I know where you're going.
Okay, so that's the end of your sat-nav bit.
Oh,
Okay.
free trial down
Now it's just going to be me directing you. Alright?
there.
Like a free spirit.
Okay.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
Stampede over there.
I don't really drift on this road, so it's really nice. It's really nice road.
Sheep stampede.
Better country file up in that.
Pardon?
Better country file up in that.
Yeah.
Where's Virginia?
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
See where that white car just pulled out?
Yeah.
Yellow bollard. We're turning right there.
Okay. I don't know why I'm checking the sat nav if you turned up.
You can never be too sure.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
That's different.
It's different.
When it's safe to do so, pull over on the left.
Wait, it's safe to do so below on.
Yeah. Excellent. Why have we pulled over?
Because it's on the left.
Because it's on the left.
Yeah, why have we pulled over?
Why have I asked you to pull over?
I'm not sure why.
Okay, because on the test you're asked to be you pulled
You
you're
pulled
asked to be
over
three times.
okay.
Yeah, good. So that's what I'm just making sure you're clear with that.
Yeah.
I remember on my test I used to feel quite nervous when I was pulled over.
Yeah, because it's like.
I'm just clarifying with Josh at this point because I'm being nice. On the driving test, you are pulled over on at least 3 separate occasions. I remember on my test I was quite nervous. Don't be nervous, this is a standard procedure. They're looking to make sure you're checking your blind spot, your mirrors, and you're not hitting the curb. Simples.
How often people are asked to do an emergency stop?
I don't know how often it is, but I'm guessing it's every test. Is it every test?
No, it's 1 in 3.
1 in 3.
1 in 3 lucky students are asked to perform an emergency stop.
Okay.
Lucky learners, and it's your lucky day.
Is it?
Okay. And that's on top of another manoeuvre.
Right. Okay.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. We're going to turn right. When I'd like you to perform it, I'll put my hand up like that and say stop.
Okay.
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 I will look around the car first to make sure it's clear before doing that. So please don't perform the manoeuvre until you get the signal.
Yeah. Turn down here and then wait for the. Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Brilliant. When it's safe, carry on. Stop.
There goes your pen.
My coffee.
Your coffee, yeah.
Well done. Okay, when it's safe to do so, carry on.
Bloody kid. Like, wow.
When it's safe to do so, can you pull over on the left?
When it's safe, yeah?
Yes.
Alert, alert. We have a major schoolboy error coming in.
Okay, when it's safe to do so, carry on. Safe to do so, can you pull over to the left? Excellent.
Alert, alert. We have a major schoolboy error coming in.
That's your third one.
That's my third one.
That's your third one.
Oh, thank you.
You've got to think, if your test route, if there's not really any, if there's only one road on the whole test route that's safe to pull over repeatedly,
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah? Just like that. Right at the end. After the White House on the right at the end, I'd like you to turn right.
Uh-oh, I made a boo-boo.
Turn right into this car park if we can. And then I'd like you to do a reverse bay park, go up that one, that's it. I'd like you to do a reverse bay park anywhere you like.
In one of the bays, yeah?
Yes, ideally, not in the hedge.
Or in one of the cars?
No, we're in a car.
Josh did the absolute right thing. He reassessed the situation. He thought, you know what, this car's position is absolutely pants for parking in a bay, so I'm actually going to move it. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't worry about it and don't overthink it. Just position the car correctly for a bay parking. He's definitely quietly confident with his bay parking, isn't he? I mean, he knows he's done it right.
So we're heading back towards the test centre now, okay? So when we leave the car park, we're going to turn right. A bit tired today, Josh.
Me too.
I'm not 100% with it. Not at my best, you know. I think I'm about running 75%.
It's all that jogging.
It really is.
So are you doing some today?
I was planning to. Yeah, I am planning to, yes.
Planning?
Yes, I am probably going to. No, I am going to, yeah. You shouldn't really do it 2 days in a row, but I don't have time on a Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday.
Right.
Because I'm working late and I'm not jogging at 8 o'clock at night. It's just too much for me. Although it probably would be
push
fun.
yourself. Gosh. No. No.
No.
Don't want to.
So end of the road, we're going to turn right.
Okay. It's getting a bit warm though.
You're going to be warm.
A little bit
What are you
warm.
not to do?
Yeah.
I'll turn that down for you. I'll turn the aircon and I'll put it on. Below everything, everywhere. Feel free to open your window as well.
There is a problem with I don't know what it is. Oh, I think I know what it is. When I open the window in any car and I'm driving, especially on like, you know, the roads where you get 30, 40, 50, it's the noise.
Yes.
Like it
Gets in your ears.
Yeah.
Especially if 2 windows are open. There's
Yeah.
wind tunnel and it's like, ooh. Yeah, no, it's painful.
We're actually waiting at this crossroads for quite a while, and it's the absolute right thing to do. The roads are quite busy and we've got to wait for the right space. If Josh is to pull out too soon, that is going to be the absolute end of his test. If he hesitates, then he might get a minor fault for it, but at least he'll still have his test. The worst thing he could do is pull out on someone. And also remember, your test is 38 minutes long, regardless of how quickly you get back.
Didn't, but this is exactly what will happen on your driving test.
A quick note, you don't have to signal when going around a vehicle. What you're telling the cars behind you is potentially that you're actually turning right. You're not the size of a bus, you're in a Peugeot 208. Cars can easily see past you and see the giant lorry in front of you. So I don't advise signalling round a vehicle unless you're actually turning right into a junction or a driveway.
Don't stress it. It's something like this every single day that I leave my house. It's just another brick in the road, as Pink Floyd would say.
Yeah.
At the roundabout, we're going second exit, following the road ahead. You've got about 2 minutes.
Right.
Which is strange because you probably get more time with feedback if you pass.
Oh, right.
They'll still tell you, you know, where your faults were.
Right. Okay.
You know, but if you fail, no, they're more. They'll focus. They'll send you a feedback sheet through, but it's not that informative, I don't think. Without its verbal feedback's better, but they'll spend a minute or so on verbal feedback as well. If they failed you, then there's normally a decent reason for it. So that's the main point now. They'll focus on, yeah. Right. But they will give you feedback. That's what you pay for.
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
You know, you're not paying for a test. You're not paying for your pass certificate. You're paying for a test to get feedback.
Sure,
yeah.
Like, if I'm good enough, then I'm good enough, you know.
If I'm not, how do I get there?
How do I get there? Yeah.
So again, we're going to take the second exit into the blue building, and then you can just park it anywhere you like.
Just like how we set up.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry about it at all. Fan-dabby dozy. Okay, so I'm going to give Josh some one-to-one feedback now. We're going to share what's going on. You guys are going to have a look at if there's any issues that have arisen during the test. If you want to hear the feedback as well, come back after.
Fault number 1, signals are there generally to benefit people around you. This was a really late signal. The reason this was a really late signal is because the approach was too fast, he didn't have time and he didn't do it in the right order. Now this one really is a little bit naughty. Josh is taking the third exit, turning right. He's forgotten to signal on the roundabout. This could potentially be the end of his test if that lack of signal, affects any other vehicle on the roundabout. If that's considered to affect any other vehicle, that could easily be the end of his test. However, on this occasion, it doesn't seem to affect anyone else, and he does remember to signal off the roundabout, which is at least something, and his position is correct. So I have let him off, but that doesn't mean he would be let off on his driving test. So again, we've got a mixture of a very late signal here, so he's not letting the other drivers know where he's going before he's actually doing something. You also have a very late lane change as well. A car could have easily come up on his right there, which would have prevented him getting into his lane. If you need to get into your lane, it's best when you're the front, it's best that you get straight into the lane nice and early to avoid any issues. So this one's quite interesting. As I'm actually talking to him about the previous roundabout and how he should generally try and stay driving in the left lane, he decides to change over to the right lane for God knows what reason at all. However, this is the overtaking lane still if there's 2 lanes, so he's in the wrong lane really. So the road we're pulling onto now is a dual carriageway. This is a slip road. Now the speed of this road is 50 miles per hour. As you can see from there, we're currently going 39 miles per hour. The traffic is at a normal speed. It's not particularly busy, so the cars are doing around 50. So going 39 is actually way too slow. On top of that, we're pulling on and there's a van on the right. And he's actually thinking to slow down rather than speed up. And the van's also slowing down. This isn't always the best decision. You've got to decide at the point. Either way, we're going too slow. He's got himself a minor and he's lucky for that. So Josh is doing 42 on a 50 road. He's actually been taken over by a lorry. He's holding up traffic, so he's got himself a minor first.
That's round.
If you look at the camera here, Josh's positioning is very off. He's almost on the central line. You should be in the centre of your lane at all times, so he's got himself a minor. We're on a national speed limit road here, and it's very clear there's no traffic or anything delaying us at all, and I've seen it before. We are doing 40 miles per hour on this road. If Josh continues down this road at this speed, it will fail his test. At the moment, he's just receiving a minor. And minor number 2 for going at 40 miles per hour on a national speed limit road. There is no reason to be at 40. There is a car behind him, so he is actually starting to delay traffic. Third one is the charm. He needs to be careful at this point and think about going at the appropriate speed for the road. We're another 3 or 4 minutes down the road, and once again, Josh is doing 40 miles per hour on the national speed limit road, which is perfectly clear ahead. Luckily for him, it's also very clear behind, so I am only giving him another minor, but we are heading down a dark, dark road, so to speak. So I'm sure it was clear from my alert about the schoolboy manoeuvre, but this is the big bad ending. Josh has pulled up directly opposite a junction. This is not safe. This is not a safe place to park. It's also illegal to park in front of a junction. So unfortunately, this is the big fault in Josh's test. Now this one is also very close and almost directly opposite a junction. I wouldn't feel particularly safe or confident in parking there. I would still count it as against the law and a possible test fail. So I'm starting to see a bit of a pattern here. It's clear Josh is again given a very late signal. That means if a vehicle was behind him, they are getting very little chance to know that Josh is actually turning. They might just see some random braking to the last second. A quick roundup just to finish off. The major setback in Josh's test was the fact that he pulled over almost opposite two junctions. So this was really the nails in the coffin, so to speak. There was also some very late signals in there that clearly he needs to work on. And finally, he's going a little bit too slow on the country roads. I don't know if he's being overly cautious or if he's not feeling very confident. But either way, we need to work on a bit of confidence with the country roads as well, being at the appropriate speed for the road. I know this can be very difficult, and it's often very difficult to get right because it's all down to people's opinion as to whether or not it's safe. But we've just got to do our absolute best. Well done, Josh, anyway. Best of luck next time.
So, how'd you feel?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I did do any slip up, like I think the big vehicle that just stopped in the middle of the road wasn't expecting. I think I did it all right. I think I did pretty well. And
it really threw you, that big vehicle, didn't it?
And then there was a part where after the third stop, there was a car coming one way, and I feel like I should have stopped behind because he had right away.
Right.
Other than that, I think I did all right. I think so.
Good. Excellent. So there were a few smaller things. So sometimes I felt like, so first of all, I'm going to give you the cold hard facts. Okay. We'll start off with the facts. You were going too fast sometimes.
Yes.
Into junctions, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
I wanted to see you braking earlier. Okay. Which I think it's just because you've been driving so long. It's almost like a bad habit that you picked up. You know, the lights are red and you're still gassing it and then braking at the last minute.
Yeah.
So I think you could definitely be braking.
Being gradual.
That's it.
Yeah.
Braking earlier, slowing down earlier. Your positioning was off sometimes, especially down the end of the A500. You seem to be hugging the central line.
Yeah.
Not in the centre of your lane.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of backwards and forwards, and on the country road where the sheep were. Again, it seemed like you're hugging the central line more than being in the centre of your lane at all times.
Yeah.
And your wheel seems to be a lot backwards and forwards ever so slightly. So yeah, so there's a little bit of that. Trying to remember all the bits. Then the other main bit.
All the bits.
Well, not all the bits, but everyone makes mistakes. You'll have to make lots of minors, you know, and just how we can improve. But the main bit here was the first pull over.
Yeah.
When we the second time we pulled over on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was opposite us?
I'm trying to think where it was now. It was the one after the emergency stop, wasn't it?
The emergency stop was very good.
Okay. And then...
when we pulled over on the left.
Yeah.
And there was something right there. Perfectly in line with our car.
Was it a junction?
It was a junction.
Yeah.
So you stopped on a junction.
Yeah.
That probably would have been the end of your test.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then we pulled over the second time on the hill. And did you notice each time I said when it's safe to do so?
Yeah.
And it's not considered safe or legal to park in front of a junction. And the second time, unfortunately, you were slightly further, but you need to be at least, I think it's between 1 and 2 cars on both sides.
Turnings and that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cars can't see out, they can't get out, they've got to go round you, and someone's coming out the junction. It's just deadly.
Yeah.
So those two issues were unfortunately the main things that mess things up today.
Okay.
The lorry, apart from you getting a bit ratty about it and irritated about it, there wasn't an issue with it. Your parking, absolutely fine. Okay, so I gave you that cold hard facts, and I'm going to give you opinion. I'm concerned you're not looking far enough ahead.
Right.
And that's why your positioning's off.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Because your wheel's going backwards and forwards, and I'm worried that you're looking here.
Right.
Rather than all the way down there. Because if you're looking all the way down there, your hands tend to follow your eyes, and you'll just drive straight.
Okay.
Or maybe you're gripping the wheel too hard. But if you're looking here, you're going to be staring at these lines, constantly trying to line up, staying in them. I don't know. You tell me. As I say, that's why it's an opinion. Not sure.
No.
Okay. Right. Well, we'll look at that more. The junctions is not a big. I'll be honest. I failed my first test when I was young. I don't mind saying this on YouTube because I didn't stop at a zebra crossing when there was someone waiting.
Oh really?
It was just nerves. I would never not normally stop at a zebra crossing. I had God knows how many lessons, I'd always stop at a zebra crossing. But the nerves just got me on the day. Didn't see the person, and I didn't stop at the zebra crossing. But I tell you what, I made sure I always stopped at zebra crossings in future.
Ever since,
You know, so it's just one of those with the junctions. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have, but I helped. I felt like I needed to help you a little bit on that Festival Park roundabout, a little bit with the lanes. I had to sort of.
Which one was that one?
Say
the
get into the right lane. I was like that one.
On A500.
Yeah, which the examiner's not obviously going to do, so we've got to be hot on with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's reading the road markings, really.
It is. It's reading the road markings, as you say.
Because I got the second one.
You did, yeah.
But then, the first one,
It didn't help that I was talking to you, you know, and also with that test route, they'd likely normally do follow the signs rather than sat nav.
Okay.
Which I don't know if it'd make it easier or harder on that route. But basically they'd say follow the signs for A500 south. So you'd be actually looking straight away for the signs for A500 south rather than following a sat nav and trying to guess where the signs are. So I'm not too sure.
I reckon it would be harder because the signs come every so often, and instead of you got that constantly, haven't you? So.
I also felt the need to tell you to speed up for that van. You know, we were on that slip road going on the A500.
Yes,
and again, they're not going to say anything there. You've got to make that decision quicker, but I had no choice.